I Should Have Taken More Photos, the album that won't stay down. At first, the headline seems unremarkable. Almost dull, really. Bad Bunny has reclaimed the #1 spot on the American album charts. All right, great. Just another chart update, another week, another show of success. Scroll on. But wait, this one warrants more attention. When you delve into how and when this occurred, the narrative shifts from routine to unsettling for some individuals. The kind of discomfort that doesn't go viral on social media, but is definitely talked about in private. This wasn't how it was meant to unfold. Welcome to Pop Showroom, where we bring you the stories behind the headlines. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now because this story goes deeper than anything you've seen in the mainstream media. When Bad Bunny dropped Debí Tirar Más Fotos in early 2025, the internet did what it always does. It reacted, streamed, posted, and then moved on. Or so everyone thought. Because here's the thing about this album that nobody was prepared for. It didn't peak early and fade. It grew, slowly, patiently, like it was waiting for the right moment to completely take over. And that moment? Oh, it came. Fast forward to early 2026. The Grammy Awards happen. Bad Bunny doesn't just show up and collect a trophy for participating. He walks away with 3 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. Let that sink in for a second. Album of the Year, a Spanish-language album, in a room that has historically struggled to even acknowledge Latin music without making it feel like a consolation prize. The culture shifted that night, whether the industry was ready or not. But wait, it gets more suspicious. Just days after the Grammys, Bad Bunny stood on the Super Bowl halftime show, one of the most watched televised events on the planet, and performed in front of hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Not as a feature, not as a guest, as the headliner. Now here's where things start to feel a little too perfect, a little too orchestrated. Think about it. Grammy wins, Super Bowl performance, all within the same week. Either this man has the most unbelievably fortunate timing in music history, or someone, somewhere, has been playing a very long game. The conspiracy board is out. The red string is being pinned. Because after the Super Bowl performance, Debí Tirar Más Fotos didn't just get a bump on the charts. It surged across more than a dozen Billboard tallies simultaneously. For nearly a month straight. That's not normal. That's not even close to normal. Artists get post-Grammy bumps, artists get post-Super Bowl streams, but dominating over a dozen charts for nearly a month? That's either supernatural talent or the universe is playing favorites. And honestly, both explanations feel equally plausible right now. Let's talk numbers, because the numbers are where this story gets truly unhinged. In the most recent chart week, Debí Tirar Más Fotos holds the #1 position on the Billboard 200, the most important all-encompassing ranking of album consumption in America. It also sits at #1 on top album sales, top streaming albums, top Latin albums, and vinyl albums. 5 #1 positions at the same time for an album that is over a year old at this point. The previous week, the album was already sitting at #1 on top streaming albums and top Latin albums, but it was #2 on the Billboard 200 and #2 on vinyl albums. It was also #3 on top album sales. So what happened between last week and this week? Competition disappeared. The albums that were ahead of it simply couldn't hold on. And Debí Tirar Más Fotos, sitting there patiently like it had all the time in the world, walked right back to the top without breaking a sweat. No new single, no announcement, no campaign. Just gravity. The album pulled everything back toward itself naturally. That's not a chart performance, that's a statement. If you're watching this and you actually want to understand what's happening in music right now, not just the surface-level headlines, but the real patterns, the cultural shifts, the moments that history books will reference later, subscribe to the channel right now. Hit that button, turn on notifications, because we are consistently in the room where these conversations are happening, and you do not want to miss what's coming next. The music industry is changing faster than anyone is reporting, and this channel is keeping receipts. Okay, back to the chaos. Here's where the story flips. Everyone expected 2026 to be the year that American pop music reasserted dominance. After years of genre blending, global influences creeping into the mainstream, and the slow but steady rise of non-English music on American charts, there was this quiet assumption in certain industry circles that things would normalize, that Latin music's moment at the top was excellent, but temporary. Debí Tirar Más Fotos looked those assumptions dead in the face and laughed. Because this isn't just a Bad Bunny win, this is a cultural recalibration. The fact that a Spanish-language album, one that is deeply rooted in Puerto Rican identity, history, and pride, is sitting at #1 on the American Billboard 200 in 2026, means the definition of American music has changed. Not gradually, not theoretically, actually changed. The charts are the receipts. The album's title translates to "I should have taken more photos," a deeply personal, almost melancholic reflection on moments lost and memories not properly held onto. And there's something almost poetic and painfully ironic about an album with that title becoming one of the most documented, most discussed, most charted albums in recent memory. He should have taken more photos, and instead, the whole world took photos of him. The music industry is built on the idea that momentum fades, that virality has a shelf life, that even the biggest artists eventually get outpaced by the next new thing. Debí Tirar Más Fotos has been quietly disproving that theory for months, and the chart results from this week are the loudest disproof yet.
That's the lesson hidden inside all these chart positions. Patience is a power move. In a music industry obsessed with immediate numbers and first-week sales projections, Bad Bunny and this album are proof that a great body of work, given enough time in the right moment, can outlast almost anything. And here's the most suspicious part of all of this. We are still not at the end of this story. The Grammys happened, the Super Bowl happened, the charts responded, but Bad Bunny has said nothing. No statement, no announcement, no hint at what's next. Which means the quiet is back. And if history has taught us anything about what happens after Bad Bunny gets quiet, something is coming. Something big, something nobody is prepared for. The only question is whether the charts will be ready for it. If this breakdown had you locked in from start to finish, you already know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, share this video, and come back because we will absolutely be covering whatever Bad Bunny does next the moment it drops. The culture is moving fast. Don't get left behind.